Konnichiwa, Megan-san. This video is loaded. I was gonna make another response to this because the day after I posted my response, as well as you might be aware of, I'm not sure, but I have a tendency to see two views on things. Should be at the same time, but me, I have one day that lags behind than the other. This next day, it really did hit me a ton of bricks to see the second point of this. This video is definitely loaded. There's a lot in here, and I'm glad that you got some things off your chest. That's very, very important to do. As far as, pain overcoming fear, the other side of things is there is a pain. I think that pain probably varies for quite a few people. But I think there definitely is a pain no matter where you come from. You'll see the other responses over here and you'll probably say, oh, well, that one's different. Well, this is the other side of things, and it does hit me. I think everybody has a certain amount of pain. I mean, I don't think people outside of the community would understand that, when you're born into this, things really don't fit. This is a perfect example just to outline that. Let's say you were born into your life. You didn't see what you looked like. You didn't hear what you sounded like. You didn't have much that... Just assume it's not going to happen, okay? So you go through your life and you do your things and you're just who you are, and you have no inhibitions about that. There's no signs. For some reason, there's no signs. Nobody brings up anything, whatever. Until you get to be maybe 18 or 21, okay? Let's say you're at a friend's house. You're having dinner. And life has been pretty good to that point. No insecurities or anything. And at that point, you're probably in conversation with them, and you're talking, with the family, and something comes across as gender. And, you'll say, well, I don't have a problem with that issue. This is why. Well, because I'm a girl. And then your friend turns over to you and says, no, man, you're a dude. And it's at that point when your eyes open up and your ears open up, you hear what you sound like, and you can look in the mirror and see what you look like exactly, and all this stuff really comes to the point. It can be very upsetting. I think I can only speak for myself at this point in time, but I think I would probably want to die. It would be just too much shock. It's just one of those things. Now, in real life, we know we don't have that. People gradually get used to things, or kind of get used to things. Maybe a person's perception of themselves is a certain way. It may or may not be accurate, but every time you look in the mirror, you see what you look like. So that's where maybe people will see need to transition. There's still a lot of other things to look at. I mean, I come from the straight community, so that's something that's very serious that I contend with, my own sexual identity, my own, what I like. I like women very much. The other thing, too, is that, I pay attention to this, and I don't say that I would want to give my middle finger to society and say that I don't care. Since coming out and telling people, I get kind of concerned these days. It's been a few months, quite a few months since I've been out, and I get to think about, how do I say this to somebody? What's their perception of this? Maybe the best way is to do things gradually. And sometimes you tell people straight out, like I've told people at work, and my sister, and it's like not a big deal. You don't think about it too much, but there is some concern for that. There is a way of, you think about how you represent the community. Of course, this is something that's not common. It's not something that everybody says. It can be quite a shock. And a lot of people don't realize it when you see somebody on the outside and you say something on the inside, and there's such a contrast there. It's very hard for them to see. By having some concern as to what they think, there is. I think it's a point of development for people. People evolve a certain way, so they go through certain stages if they accept themselves and all that kind of stuff. Maybe they do have to be at the point where they have their middle finger to society saying, I don't care. Maybe people feel a little more vulnerable after they do a physical transition. Okay, but along that way, there's a whole mental transition and thing that goes on, and there's really a lot to figure out. You do have to care about what people think, to some degree. Um, I think I'm probably more coming around that myself these days, and that's why I'm making the response that I am right now. So my camera did its thing. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Um, that's my response on that. I'll see you later sometime. See you. Oh, and thank you very much for making that video. Having you out here means a lot to the people of the community, and it gives people a lot of strength, even for people who haven't figured everything out. You know, it's a whole process. I mean, life is a process, and everybody has their own things. So yes, do thank you very much.